Now, this is a normal view of all the employees roster page. I am seeing everybody because I am an admin. Let's see what the manager can see. Okay, manager cannot see anything, or the outlet people, right? This can be controlled, just so you know. This can be controlled from the settings under the roster settings. Now, access rosters of other staff can view rosters of their team members. If you say yes, they will be able to see their colleagues' rosters. Now, team roster, it is not reporting same reporting manager. It depends on outlet, the whole outlet. Manager can view roster of their of the other managers. If you say yes, then they will be able to see. If you say no, then the manager will not be able to see the other managers in that outlet, but only the staff people, right? But this will be all the staff. Okay, so if I will apply this, this list should get shortened. Okay, come on. This module does a bit of problem sometimes. Uh, this is Firefox. How to go to inspect element here and give it a hard refresh. Finally, okay. Oh my goodness. Sorry. There is a bit of problem when you're using the Firefox, especially for this. But anyways, let me just go back here and say yes and no. Let's say yes and yes both. I made a mistake. Okay, let's go to the roster over here. It takes a bit of time to the heaviest modules that we have are two: claims and roster, because it fetches a lot of data. We are working on the improvement of this, but it's really difficult with the current existing system, the backend and everything. So when the Carbonate 2.0 will be rolled out, probably like September, October this year, this will be properly taken care of. Okay, so let's talk about how to create the roster. So this is me. Okay, this is Sunday. This is Saturday. Off day, you can see it's grayed out, and then you can see the label of it. Now this is my roster, and this is the team roster. If I want to create one particular person roster, I can just double tap on it, and the name will be filled out for me. If I want to create the task from here, the name will not be here, then I will need to select the name. And just so you know, in one go, I can create for multiple people if every single parameter remains the same for all of them. Okay, so I'll just create a test, and then which entity. Now, all the trainers over here and the support fellows in particular, please listen to this carefully. Tomorrow, when we will be talking about the payroll, I'll be talking about a filter option. Okay, that the filter will be roster payroll based on a roster entity. So even if I am employee of another company, let's say this is my main company, which will by default will be reflected here and selected. If this particular roster is paid by another entity, I can select that. So when you will be generating the payslip based on rosters, there will be two payslips, one for my normal whichever you have selected over here, and then one more for this entity, for these three fellas. But for this to happen, you need to create all the rosters based on the hiring entities. Okay. Now let's select the date. Let's say today. I can stretch it to a whole month. I believe I showed you this few days ago, uh, yesterday or day before. So you can select the days that you want to repeat this on. This is going to be frequency. So every Sunday, every Tuesday, every Thursday, and every Saturday between these two rate range. Same date, same people, same task. If you want to create based on the shift, you can select this, and then this will be based on a shift that you have created in the settings over here. Okay, so all the shifts that you have and all the perks along with that. Okay, so it will automatically carry. Now these, as soon as this person will log the check-in and check-out for this shift, they will be raised in the compensation. Remember yesterday I said every single compensation will land at the compensation page, even though if it's a roster one. Now, if you want to create for your manual time, you can create no perks to it unless you add over here, which I will show you in a bit. So select our outlet. Now this outlet is a common outlet for all these three. Now if I will remove this name, you will see more outlets. So when you are creating for multiple people in one go, it will actually look for all the common outlets or the outlets they are allowed to. Okay. Um, this is the outlet location. If you go by address, then you can have X many people over here. Doesn't matter. Then you will type in the address. It's a mini portion of the outlets to set the location. So once they reach there, they will be within this radius. Their attendance will be activated. I do remember speaking about this in a very quick manner the previous time. Now, do you want to add any compensations for this task? This will be the compensation which will you manually add. Let's say I will give you $15 for task completion. That means once the whole task is over, or every day, that means every time you will match the timing and will complete the task, you will get this $15. And on top of that, if you want to give any incentives, right? So we did speak about the incentives, these incentives. If you guys have confusion or any clarification, please do ask me about this, because I am 100% sure on my end, nobody asked me any questions on this except for Hosanna, and you guys don't understand this very well. I can guarantee you this. So try it out for yourself and then ask me questions. Okay, so you will select that, and then you will put the quantity in, right? So the item, wow, enter quantity of item for this incentive, and you can have multiple incentive for different things for the same roster. For example, over here you could have type 1 incentive, type 2 incentive, type 3 incentives, whatever X type of incentives you have set in this what's it called settings. These are the tags. Every time you type something and then you press enter, it will create a tag. And these are the nodes. Know the difference between tag and nodes. Tag are for the filters and search options. For example, if I was the one, or our trainers, they are going out for training, so you can put training schedule or training meeting or whatever. As soon as you will try to search it, it will search for all the training. These are the notes related to this task. These are the detail. You will do this, you will do this, I'm covering this today, I'm covering this today, I'm covering this today. Now if I will save it, it will be published straight to this person. But I am not the reporting manager of this Ant-Man. That's why I have this checkbox over here. I can say get approval from the approver. Who is the approver? The reporting manager is the approver. Okay, so the reporting manager will need to approve it, and then it will be published to Ant-Man. If I am the reporting manager of this employee, then I will not see this checkbox because eventually I'm going to approve it, right? So I will not see this. Let's see. There you go. This employee reports to me and there is no checkbox here. Okay, so please please mind these things. Okay, so if I will select somebody who does not report to me, we will have this checkbox. Once it is created, it will require approval. If I will uncheck this, I know that I know this person does not report to me, but I'm going to create the roster and it will be directly published. Okay, because the check has been removed. So this is how you create the roster. Now, the other day I created a roster over here and I showed you how it works. Now, let's say I want to repeat the same thing on a different frequency or like on a different days or dates I want to manually select. So I can just do this and I can keep selecting the days I want to repeat. Like over here, I'm not bound by the frequency or when or what dates or days it repeats. Please note the parameters of these things will remain same. But if you want to add more fellas to it, you can. If you want to change the location of it, you can, of outlet or the address. Okay, and then you will copy it and it will repeat itself. Let's do it for, otherwise it will be a lot more work for me to clean later. So let's do, today is already there, so I'm going to do for tomorrow and I will copy it. Sorry, today, yeah, so it was for third. So you see it has created, and on my phone it is already telling me there is a task for me. Now, what are these buttons at the top? If I will switch to daily view, this is giving me a daily like date detail. If I will click on weekly, I'll go back to this. Please note we are working on our monthly view, which will be rolled out with Carbonate 2.0, and it's coming towards the end of this year. What are these? This means there is an ongoing task that I want to see who is working right now. If let's say I will put yesterday's date, and I don't know what time. I think what time was that when we created this? So I will be able to see what were the ongoing tasks. Okay. Now this over here, broadcast task. Nothing has been broadcasted. All the applicants. I will show you what this actually means if I go back to this. Now assignment type. If I will broadcast a message and set limit how many tasks can be taken and required admin's approval task for this task or not. Let's say I need 3 fellas for this task and I'm nominating this rank or this outlet or this department or this entity. So all those people within this entity will get this message for this roster, and then they can take up the job themselves. Right? This is something like you have 20 part-timers at your restaurant or your school or your tuition center, and you want to assign a class or a job or something. Whoever takes it, whoever comes first, they takes the job, and then they will be assigned with this. Okay, so this is what this button will do. Oh my god. Okay, so if there are any broadcasted or if there are any that I need to if somebody has applied for it, like they have accepted it. Over here, denied approval, all the tasks that my manager, let's say I created, and then the reporting manager of that person has rejected that. Okay, so this is where you will see it. And over here, pending approval, you will see the list. Okay, this one is to pull your Google Calendar events, all the schedules that you have on this. So for example, if I will link it to my Carbonate account, and you need to understand one thing, this email that our account I'm logged in and the email that I am going to use over here, it needs to be the same. Then it will populate the whole restaurant, the whole schedule and events for me. All right. So this is what we have here. And next is filters. I can go by all outlet, or I want to select a particular outlet that I want to have the visibility of. There is one more thing in this where we have this default. If I will say default, then it will only load the roster every time. It will load the first outlet that we had created. Normally, that's your head office, right? So if you will do that, it will be much shorter, but you still have an option to apply the all outlets filter, and it will be showing you all the outlets. But if you want to have only one outlet at the time, that is first outlet, then you can apply that default filter. Now, let's say these two outlets fetch users having access to this outlet or these. Then designation, if I want to look for a particular people who with the particular designation, role if I want to, and then a department I want to, and then entities if I want to. And this is where the tags come in. If they have done X tags or X type of things before. If I will apply, it will fetch the rosters. If I will export with the filter, then all the filters that I have applied, it will export